Ed Cole is 23 and feels like he is wasting his life. He leaves his job at a bagel shop and works as an after-school detention teacher at an inner-city middle school after impressing the principal. He moves out of his apartment, allowing his roommate JT to have kinky sex with his girlfriend Ally. While working with his students, Ed realizes most of the troubled youths are sexually confused and begins an after-school sex ed program. At the same time, JT convinces Ed to have sex with someone, leading to a disastrous blind date with Trish, a former co-ed. Ed seeks advice from his landlady Sydney, who owns a bar in the apartment building. He meets Pilar, the adult sister of his student Tito. He and Pilar hit it off, and she invites Ed to her house for dinner after Tito tells her Ed is his favorite teacher. Pilar's boyfriend Hector belittles Ed and threatens him, leading to the two competing by taking shots of rum. Ed vomits on Pilar and Tito's mother Lupe. Later, Ed apologizes to Pilar, who tells him she and Hector are taking a break. Ed asks her on a date, which she accepts. With the help of JT and Ally, Ed gets his students interested in learning to the point that other children attend the after-school class out of interest. At the same time, Ed's student Leon gets sent to the principal's office for his behavior. It leads to his father, Reverend Marcus Hamilton, challenging Ed's qualifications and reasoning to teach sexual education to the children. Ed asks the Reverend to sit in on a class, but the Reverend is not impressed and decides to shut down the program. Tito tells Ed he wants sex with his girlfriend and asks for a condom. Ed tells Tito it is not a good idea, but Tito says he will do it anyway, forcing Ed to give him a condom. Pilar discovers this during her date with Ed and goes home to stop Tito. Ed angrily leaves but is confronted and beaten up by Hector. He then attempts to hire a prostitute but decides against sex when he sees that she has male genitalia. The police arrive, so the prostitute runs off, and Ed is arrested. Ed admits to JT that he is a virgin, which JT previously knew but chose not to call Ed out on. He returns to work at the bagel shop but then with Sydney's help, decides to make a grand gesture to win Pilar back. Despite not being very good at it, he plays the oboe for her. Ed and Pilar make up and go on a second date. Pilar decides to visit her favorite club, but Ed is not allowed in by the bouncer. Pilar tells him she will be back, but the bouncer says she will not. In line for the club, Hector confronts Ed, and Ed punches Hector, resulting in the police arresting Ed again. Motivated by his anger, Ed forces his way into Reverend Hamilton's support group with his class, insisting on the importance of sex education, which the children support. Ed admits he is a virgin in front of everyone. Reverend Hamilton is impressed with his demonstration and decides to allow the class. Pilar shows up at Ed's apartment and tells him she wants to be his first sexual partner, but wanting to wait until after hanging out in the bar downstairs. Ed turns her down. She leaves angrily but passes JT in her underwear, impressing him. Ed is upset that he still has not had sex, but Sydney tells him he is a man now because he is in control of his life, and it has nothing to do with his virginity. A year later, Ed is shown to have one of the school's most popular classes and his students respect.